Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully you guys are going to have a fantastic freaking day. First of all, before we get into today's video, I want to remind you guys, if you guys are in the Butterfield, Minnesota area this weekend, all right, July 6th, I'm going to be at a truck show in Butterfield, all right? It's the Big Rig Roundup, Summer Sizzler or something like that, but Google it. Look on Facebook, Big Rig Roundup in Butterfield, Minnesota. It's right off Highway 60, southwestern Minnesota. It's a small show, but it's the third annual, and I'm going to be there. So hopefully I get to see you guys there. If not, sorry, but you done missed out on a really cool truck show. So with that being said, let's get into today's subject. All right. So some time ago on Facebook, I seen a female truck driver. She's pretty big, pretty well known, I guess. She has a pretty big Facebook following, I guess a YouTube following as well. She made a comment, and now I'm not quoting her. This is just what I took from her video that I'm going to be talking about, is that hauling coils in a flatbed is the most dangerous thing. And she went on to say something like, you know, that they needed, the government needs to make trailers that only haul coils and blah, 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 blah. Here's my response, all right, is I've hauled coils. I've hauled many coils. Short distances, long distances, everything. It's not the coil that is dangerous, all right? I'm getting attacked by bugs already. It's the people that haul the coils. It's you and me, right? It's not the coils themselves that are so dangerous. It's because people want to take shortcuts. People don't know what they're doing. People that think they know what they're doing, but get lazy halfway through it. All right? I never once had anything fall off my flatbed. I never had anything once even come close to coming loose on my flatbed. I was always under the mindset of, if you don't think it's safe, then just throw an extra chain, right? It frustrates me to no end to know that people like her, you know, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but she has a big influence on the industry. And a bunch of news media picked it up and everything like that. And it frustrates me to no end that she would blame the coil when it's like, again, not promoting, not making light of this, but just using it as an example, like these mass shootings, right? It's not the gun's fault, right? And we need to stop this. We need to stop pretending that the blame solely goes on to the person that pulled the trigger. The blame solely goes on to the person that didn't chain down their coil good. They didn't do their job, right? So with that being said, I want to know what your guys' comments are, all right? I want to know what your thoughts are, because I've hauled coils. I've hauled many coils. And to have something like this being said, that, you know, coils are unsafe, I never once felt coils were unsafe to pull. Never once. Because as soon as I started feeling that it was unsafe, I did something about it. I threw an extra chain. I threw a strap. I did something to make it safe again, right? It's my job as a flatbedder to make sure that coil stays on. It's your job as a flatbedder to make sure that coil stays on. So to have her go out and say that, somebody needs to do something about this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to paraphrase. I'm not going to get into, like I said, what she exactly said. But the fact of the matter is it's not the coil. It's not the trailer. It's you and me, right? Or people that aren't like you and me, to be, I guess, more quote-unquote correct. I had a whole, blast turf, type thing prepared, but I'm not going to do that. The simple fact of the truth is flatbedding is not any more dangerous than pulling a dry van. It's not any more dangerous than pulling a tanker. It's not any more dangerous than pulling, a hopper bottom, all right, a grain trailer. The simple matter of fact is people make it dangerous. Humans make it dangerous. I don't really know what more to say about this because I've hauled coils every which way you can even think of. I've hauled a coil that after watching it steamroll somebody's truck and literally that close from killing them. I've hauled, anything and everything that you could possibly think of on a flatbed, in a trailer, blah, 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 blah. Yes, even including a couple loads of pigs. 1 load of pigs and 1 load of cows. Won't ever do that again. But the thing is it's the driver's responsibility, solely the driver's responsibility. Now, I've seen, some of you are probably going to realize this or not, but one of the most dangerous roads that I know personally, on the umpteen gazillion ones that I've been on, I-90 through Indiana, the toll road, right? This isn't a toll road conversation. If you guys want a toll road conversation, let me know in the comments, all right? But I-90 in Indiana is one of the most dangerous roads because it gets neglected. There's tons of traffic on it, lake effect, natural storms, fog, whatever it is. It's busy during the day and it's almost a ghost town at night. So it's a perfect recipe for just having overall a bad road. I saw many years ago, a flatbed pulling 2 coils. They were probably about the 15 to 20,000 pounds each coils. It was an open deck. He went in the ditch, not because of his own fault. It was because of road's fault, which ultimately, yes, it is his fault because he should have been driving the conditions of the road, not the traffic on the road. But that's neither here nor there as well. But he went in, completely rolled the truck. Not a single chain broke. Not a single coil moved. He lost everything in the headache rack. He lost everything in the truck. He lost everything in the boxes on the side of the trailer. He lost everything else but the coils. To me, that was done correctly. His driving, not so much. But his chain down ability, knowing that he needed to do a specific job, and it worked. So I don't need people sitting here telling me that coils are dangerous when every single vehicle, every single load, every single vacationer, every single mile on a highway, byway, back road, whatever you want to call it, is dangerous. It is dangerous. After seeing that, and then it was quite a few years later when I told you guys about a friend of mine who, now I got biting flies, oh my gosh. Basically a friend of mine who got lazy. He wasn't really a friend, he was more of an acquaintance, but he got lazy. And when I rolled up, which happened, I saw it happen. I saw the smoke, I saw the stuff in his cab, or in his sleeper go flying across the road. I didn't actually see what actually happened because he was a mile in front of me. But I saw it happen. I was there to clean it up. I even gave the guy a ride home with as much stuff as we could salvage back up to Minnesota. Luckily he was all right, but he was within the last 100 miles and he got lazy. He won't admit it. He won't admit that he got lazy, but you can clearly tell because the types of trailers that we were running back then had J-hooks. Now, there's these flat pieces of metal that you lay flat on the trailer and you can tilt it up and it hooks into the trailer. We used a lot of them. A lot of people use them for coils, chains, stuff like that. You can use them for anything you want. Excuse me. You can use them for anything that you want. But primarily is if you don't want to drop a chain or a strap down through the rub rail to hook underneath, that's how you did it. All right? That's one of the tools that you have to use. But when I showed up on the scene, made sure that he was okay, first of all. Second of all, I had to survey what happened, right? Not because I wanted to, not because I had to. It was just to get a grasp of what I just witnessed. All right? So it ripped his kit completely off the side of the trailer. Took the headboard, actually shoved the door so hard into the back of the sleeper that it became one with, it welded itself to the back of the sleeper. We couldn't get it off. The headboard, now we were pulling Conestoga trailers. So it has a headboard on the trailer and the side and top of the trailer moves back and forth on rollers. Back is completely open, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure you've seen them going down the road. It's one of those soft-sided trailers, soft top, soft sides. They're called Conestogas. Now, we were both running one, so his headboard, the headboard is not going to stop a 40,000-pound coil, and that's what we had on that particular day. There was like 8 of us going down there from the same spot to the same spot. There was like 8 coils at 40,000 pounds apiece. So basically what happened was he, instead of blowing a red light, which on this particular road, I'm not advocating for breaking the laws, but on this particular road, he could have gotten away with. It's kind of a secluded road, very little traffic, and stuff like that. He could have gotten away with it, but he decided to jack on the brakes because he wasn't paying attention. These lights aren't quick. Now, you guys know what I mean when I say quick lights. If you don't know, just go drive around and notice the timing of each light. You'll find some ones that go faster. You'll see the ones that are slower. It doesn't matter, right? But it wasn't a fast light, so he decided to jack on the brakes to stop. By him not checking his load that morning, the coil pulled from the trailer these J-hooks. Now, I cannot stress this enough. The J-hooks are anywhere from 8 to 10 inches long. They're solid aluminum. They're plates. The trailer is aluminum. We both had aluminum trailers. He had his own trailer. I had my own trailer. But the trailers were aluminum. These trailers and this equipment is designed to have high pull strength. All right? That's what these things are designed for. So to be able to pull not 1, not 2, but 4 J-hooks out of a trailer, you did something wrong. And I told him this to his face. I don't know if he's even still driving truck or not, but hopefully he isn't. I mean, God's honest truth. He's a pretty cool guy, but he just makes a really bad truck driver. So I don't know if he's still driving or not. But the fact of the matter is he didn't do his job, and he almost died because of it. Now, in his situation, what she said is true, but you got to look further into it. in his situation, and just like everybody else's situations that, lose a coil, that, flip over a truck, blah, 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 whatever incident it is, it all comes down to the driver, right? Now, I understand there are going to be circumstances like a car cuts you off and everything like that, that basically you can't control. But in this particular case, he could control it. He could have controlled it in several different ways. So after he was okay, everything like that, the cops showed up, and I went the extra 2 miles, unloaded my coil, came back, waited for his truck to get cleaned up, his trailer to get cleaned up, his diesel fuel to get cleaned up, and stuff like that. So once he got into my truck, no, he didn't get into my truck right away. He got into his, with the wrecker. He took his, went with his truck in the wrecker to the junkyard, or to the wrecking yard. I stayed on scene, basically cleaned up his mess, right? Picked up his coil and stuff like that. It already had been telescoped. It already started to unwind, and stuff like that. So don't tell me hauling coils is the dangerous thing. Even that coil, even though I didn't have to go very far, and it was already damaged, and it was already telescoping, and it was coming out, I chained it up and strapped it up in a way that I felt safe. That I knew if I took a corner, bugs are going after my ankles. If I took a corner, that it wasn't going to fly off. It wasn't going to flip me over. It wasn't going to damage anybody else. It wasn't going to hurt anybody else. That's the life, that's the job of a truck driver, especially a flatbedder. It is our responsibility to make sure whatever goes on our trailers does not fall off. So to have somebody like this woman say that they need to come up with this, and they need to do that, and they need to, the government this, and the government that, blah, 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 and go on record, public record, stating that coils are unsafe to haul and all this other stuff, is, in the way she said it and the way she explained it and everything like that, really kind of irked me, because there are many people like me out there that take great pride in hauling flatbed stuff, because that's what we love to do. Now this van stuff and the reefer stuff, that's fine, it's just not my thing. I like the flatbed. I like to work. I like to fling chains. I like to, Conestogas, open decks. If I don't have to tarp, if I have to tarp, no. but anyways, so listen, leave your stuff in the comments, okay? If you guys want merch, look below. All social media, everything below. If you guys also have any video ideas, let me know. Hopefully soon we're going to be back into a truck. Until then, thank you so much for everybody for coming to hang out with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If not, you know what to do. If you did, thumbs up. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming to find me. If you haven't yet, and you feel like you want to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, and grab your front row parking here at the truck stop. Why do we call it front row parking? It's because you're parked right next to the building. You don't have to walk as far, and it is all yours. My friends, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. I know I'm not for everybody, but I just might be for you. Bye-bye.